Hello, I'm Andrew Pritchard, and thank you for watching today's Northeast Regional Forecast, brought to you by Nutrien Ag Solutions. So we check in with the jet stream here on Friday morning. We got a ridge across the western United States, digging into a trough across the Great Lakes and parts of the Northeast region. Here we have Dorian, and then this is going to be the steering flow and kind of the front that's going to guide Dorian off and along the coast and away from the United States as we head through the weekend. The next 10 days of temperatures, as we look at the first 5 days here, are really holding on to a cooler pattern across the Northeast, and Dorian not going to help there as we get some northerly flow on the backside. As we head into the September 12th through the 16th timeframe, we're going to kind of shift the ridge over the western U.S. over towards the central U.S., and that's going to allow some warmth to build into parts of the Corn Belt, something we haven't seen in any kind of large-scale fashion going back over the last couple of months. It's really been a cooler pattern across the Corn Belt. Some of that may build into parts of the western northeast region here, parts of Pennsylvania, New York, perhaps feeling some of that unseasonable warmth as we head into later parts of next week. But a small upper level trough over the northeast is really going to kind of keep that warmth from building in here to the northeast region in any kind of large scale fashion, but at least moderating back towards more average levels here as we head into, again, September 12th through the 16th. The next 2 weeks of precipitation, we're going to focus on the map on the left here the next week. Of course, you see Dorian making its way up here along the coast. Overall, keeping things rather dry across the northeast region. We'll have a couple opportunities for some light precipitation other than this coastal rain that will be seen with Dorian here over the next 48 to 72 hours, keeping things dryish across the northeast region. Over the last 48 hours, we were dry yesterday. We did see some scattered showers and storms on Wednesday. A couple of those did turn severe. We had some severe weather reports here clustered across parts of Massachusetts, Connecticut here. Most of that damaging wind. We did see a couple of tornado reports across Connecticut on Wednesday, and then a cluster of tornadoes here associated with Dorian across eastern North Carolina yesterday. Going back to Wednesday, though, there's a gorgeous shot of a supercell thunderstorm moving through Connecticut, and this is the kind of thing that we see out on the Great Plains across Tornado Alley in May and June. You can see the low-level winds, the rotating winds with this thunderstorm kind of carving out that rounded base, and then you've got your updraft here, that tilted updraft, because of the strong wind shear in place. And these are the thunderstorms that are responsible for producing the majority of the severe weather and tornadoes that we see across the United States each year. So a fantastic shot here by Roger Charbonneau. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, in Connecticut here on Wednesday, of this just gorgeous supercell. So we look at the satellite picture here on Friday morning. Of course, Dorian stealing the show in terms of eye candy here as it continues to make its way along the coast. We do have a small disturbance here moving through parts of the Great Lakes, bringing some very light rain shower activity to parts of the Great Lakes, and this could also bring some showers to parts of the northeast region. This also is going to act to help kind of kick Dorian off to the north and to the east. As we look at the radar picture again, Dorian off to the south. Here are the light rain showers making their way through parts of the Great Lakes, but as we wake up on Friday morning, dry and quiet across the northeast region. The surface picture here on Friday morning, again, Dorian off to the south. Here is the quick little upper level disturbance bringing the light rain showers across the area. That's going to continue to move off to the east as we head through the next 24 to 48 hours. That front kind of stalls off to the south. We start bringing moisture back into the middle part of the country. That's going to turn things active again across the northern plains into parts of the Midwest. Some rain coming in on the back side here of that system as it gets its way out of here. This would be the surface picture here on Saturday evening as we look ahead about 36 hours into the future. The next 3 days of severe weather report or forecast here, keeping things quiet across the northeast region. Maybe some thunderstorms associated with Dorian as it makes its way through the area here, getting into Friday evening and Friday night, and then maybe a low threat for a thunderstorm here across parts of New York on Saturday, but otherwise quiet across the northeast region as we talk about thunderstorms and severe weather. Now, as we take a look at the high-resolution NAM model, taking a look at the wide picture, here's that first disturbance. We'll watch Dorian making its way up the shore as we just kind of play this, up the coast, I should say. And there you see some of that heavier rain kind of setting up across this corridor as we get through parts of Saturday. So let's go ahead and take the drawings off. And you know what? I'll do one better. We'll zoom in here in just a moment. We'll take a look at the accumulated precipitation here with the wider look. And again, the best threat for the heavier precipitation going to be across parts of Maine, across southern portions of New York, Vermont, Massachusetts, Connecticut. That's where we can expect to see some of that heavier rain. Across this area, really just looking at some of those light showers with that quick moving system as it makes its way through. So pretty dry across the remainder of the northeast region. Not really seeing much in the way of heavy rain impacts from Dorian unless you're on the eastern portion here on the coastal areas. Now let's check in with Dorian. We'll take a closer look. Here's the latest from the National Hurricane Center, taking Dorian away from the East Coast. Again, not a significant impact here along the Northeast coast, but here, look at that, even hurricane warnings as we talk about parts of Newfoundland. So Dorian going to continue off to the north and to the east and weaken as it does so heading into early next week. This is where we can expect some of the heavy rain, some of the flash flooding potential, again, a high potential here across parts of coastal North Carolina and Virginia. A low risk for some flash flooding again in a stripe across parts of Connecticut, Massachusetts, into New Hampshire and Vermont, perhaps far southeastern New York State. But the more significant flooding risk is certainly off to the south. Now here's that closer look. We'll go ahead and we'll step through time with this one, taking it in now Friday evening, starting to get some of that heavy rain shower activity across this region. Here comes the system from the west, bringing some light rain showers to the area. As we head into Saturday morning now, this will be sunrise on Saturday. We're seeing heavy rain, probably some strong north winds on this side here, gusting anywhere from 30 to 50 miles per hour across parts of Maine down toward Connecticut. Taking this out a bit further, getting through the day on Saturday, we start to see the rain come to an end in a large scale fashion here Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening, dealing with some very light rain showers then as we head into Saturday night. So we take a look at the wind gusts here. We'll play this out and I'll just show you as we can expect a time frame here for some of the stronger gusts across the northeast region as we head into the day on Friday. Getting into Friday evening, seeing some gusts here in the 30 to 40 mile per hour range where you see those more tan colors. Taking it into Saturday morning as we wake up on Saturday. Again, remember seeing some rain across this area, and that's where you can see those strong north winds coming in here on the northeast side here, gusting anywhere from 40, maybe 50 miles per hour here along the coast. And then as we head into Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening, Dorian really begins to get out of here pretty quick. So perhaps still breezy as we head into Saturday night, Sunday morning. On the backside of both Dorian and that quick little system, that little frontal boundary, bringing wind gusts anywhere from 20 to 30. But really looks like a late Friday into early Saturday quick entrance and early exit for Dorian across coastal areas of the northeast region. Now, I want to show the dew point map because here you see that little front moving in, bringing a reinforcing shot of some cooler and drier air to this region. But the reason I'm playing that is because you see it quickly. We'll play it one more time. The front makes its way through, doesn't clear all the way to the Gulf of Mexico. We see it kind of stall there, and now we're already bringing moisture back into the middle part of the country. And that, again, is going to lead to a more active pattern across parts of the northern plains, parts of the Corn Belt. Here's where we can see that ridge kind of shifting east with time. We'll bring it back here to Friday, taking a look at the 500 millibar height anomalies. Here's why we're cool. Right now across the region, we got this trough of low pressure bringing a northwest flow across the northeast region. As we head into the early part of next week, that's going to continue to be the theme, even as we build this ridge into parts of the central U.S., allowing some warmth to build across the middle part of the country. Heading into early to middle next week, we've still got this upper level low holding on off to the north, and that is going to keep the heat from really kind of building in any kind of large scale fashion, even if we do kind of temporarily at least return to some more seasonally appropriate weather. Now, taking a look at the precipitation pattern as we head into next week, looking at the GFS model here, we'll go quickly through the weekend. There goes Dorian, quieting down as we head into Sunday. Monday, high pressure over the area. As we head into Wednesday morning, perhaps seeing a system quickly tracking from the Great Lakes into the northeast region, bringing some rain, especially to northern areas here for the day on Wednesday, sneaking a front through the region. Then we head down into Thursday, high pressure on the backside, quiet again before another storm system makes its way in next weekend. So again, it looks like about 3 to 4 days between rain chances here. We'll get Dorian out of the area by the time we get to Sunday. We'll be dry Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, perhaps a chance of some rain across the northeast region, then dry again for a couple of days. We can see that with day-by-day precipitation here from the GFS model, taking it through Friday. Saturday, seeing that heavy rain off to the north. Sunday, quieting down. Monday, Tuesday, quiet until we get into the day on Wednesday. This will be maybe late Tuesday, seeing some rain moving into northern portions here, but Wednesday is when we see more of the rain chances across the northeast region. Quiet Thursday, Friday, and then rain perhaps returning by the time we get to Saturday. The next week or so of precipitation, we'll go ahead and let this play out. You're seeing it quiet overall. There is Tuesday, Wednesday, bringing that rain chance to the region. Then we get into next weekend, perhaps seeing some more. But if I kind of bring this back to, let's just let it go a week out. So taking it all the way through Friday. Again, you can see Dorian's impacts. You see some of the heavier rain from that potential Tuesday, Wednesday storm system, but really rather dry across the Northeast region as we head through the next week. Here's the next 5 days of precipitation accumulation from the National Blended Model. This takes a blend of some of our more popular models and kind of spits out an averaged output. Again, here comes Dorian, the obvious story here. The more significant rain chances across the northern plains, parts of the Corn Belt that I mentioned here, and then you see this dry corridor coming into the Northeast region where we certainly have opportunities for light precipitation here over the weekend and then late Tuesday into Wednesday, but really going to be dry overall across the Northeast region for many. So you look at the temperature forecast here for the next week, temperature anomalies, red colors where it's warmer, blue and green where it's a bit cooler. Seeing a lot of blues and greens across the Northeast region here as we play this loop out. We'll take it through the weekend. Getting into now Sunday, here's Monday, Tuesday. Now we're starting to see some of that warmth build back into the Corn Belt. So we get into the early part of next week. Accidentally skipped ahead there. Let's go ahead and we'll do this one more time. Taking it into Tuesday, now getting into Wednesday. You're seeing that warmth try and build into parts of the Northeast region, but we get maybe a day or so of it before we get a reinforcing shot of some cooler air in the Northeast region. So again, not going to be totally immune to some of this warmer weather as it builds into the middle part of the country, but if we see any of that warmth, unseasonable warmth, maybe be a day or two of it. Otherwise, keeping cooler and quiet conditions overall across the Northeast region over the next week. Your high temperatures then to finish it out Friday, anywhere from the 60s to the 70s. Saturday, similar look. Sunday, a bit cooler on the backside of everything. Some highs in the 50s off to the north. Take it into Monday, and then Tuesday starting to moderate and warm back up. If you haven't already, you're watching these videos on YouTube, go to my.nutrienagsolutions.com, set up an account there. It just takes a minute. It's free, totally free. You get daily access to these forecasts that Eric Snodgrass and myself are putting out, again, free of charge for you Monday through Friday. Once you sign up, you just get an account with your email address and a password. You can log in, click on Weather Story, and you'll see all of our forecasts each and every day. And as always, Eric Snodgrass will have an in-depth look at the evolution of the next 1 to 2 weeks in our Monday morning ag forecast video, and I'll be back to talk about the Northeast region on Tuesday morning. Have a great day. Have a wonderful weekend.